Hey guys, what's going on? Little nightcap with a good fire, ain't it? We did an hour and 40 minutes worth of videos so far, and the fire's still going. So we're gonna try to do one more and see if we can make one more video before that fire goes out. Cause I've only put 6 big logs on that fire all night. Hopefully, prayerfully, it'll work. But remember, allegedly, these are my opinions, my free seats, my speculations, not to reflect the channel, right? All my theories of what I think happened in these cases. Y'all's comments, y'all's alone. Do your own research. Plus, we do our research together because we're a big-hearted little family, and I'm a big alleged bubble. Trigger warnings times 1, 2, 300 million tonight, okay? Because it's our third fire chat tonight. We've been blessed that this fire is still going. God has blessed us with a beautiful fire and some time to talk some true crime. So, guys, let's get into it. Y'all know we were busy on Valentine's, so happy late Valentine's to all y'all. We got rained out last night, so we're making up for it tonight. We did a little bit of Brian Kohlberger tonight with some new stuff that has come out yesterday, and we did a Sebastian Rogers Summer Wells video. We're going to talk a little bit about Harley Morris in this one, and a few others. Not just Harley Morris, a few others. But Harley Morris vanished on January 21st, going into, I think, the 22nd, 21st, let's call it 21st, 2024, right before Sebastian Rogers went missing. A little more than a month after he went missing, Sebastian went missing, and they both went missing around the same time, granted. This around 3 a.m., right? Allegedly, around 3 a.m. Well, we know Harley was seen leaving the 50 Ground Lounge 3:09 a.m., and was never seen again past 29th Street after he supposedly spoke to someone to get directions and was seen on a ring camera in a pretty bad area. Well, he was kind of by a taco place in the college, you know, now that we know where exactly kind of where he was last seen at that. I believe that camera caught him there at that taco place. That would have been closing at 3 a.m. Y'all know my theory on that. Could have been anyone. He could have been trying to meet someone there. He could have been told to meet someone there. They were getting off. We don't know what happened. Somebody could have got him, and no telling what. Kind of like look at Caleb Harris's case, right? That's what I want to talk about. Anyway, Harley Morris is pretty much best friends with his father. They fish, they hunt, they do all this together. They work together. They're both chefs. His mother lives in Florida. And on this particular day, his father dropped him off at work. His phone was on 4%, so he sent it back with his dad to charge it, said he'll be home later. After work, he was going out with a few friends to a few bars like they normally did on the weekend, and he didn't have to work Sunday or Monday, so he had, you know, some time to spare, and he wanted to go out with his friends. So after work, he had no phone, remember that. He was dressed in his work clothes, had his work hat on from Prime Steakhouse, had his work shoes on, his chef shoes, you know, like Croc shoes kind of. So he goes with a few buddies, few friends to the little local areas right by where they work. They had a few drinks there. Around 11:30, he used a buddy's phone to text the girlfriend, Nicole, hey, I need a ride. Then a few minutes later, I guess replied back to her and said, never mind, I got one. And I'm wondering if that's when they left to go to the 50 Ground Lounge, right then and there. Maybe he wanted a ride, and then somebody said, hey, we're going to 50 Ground. He said, I'll go with you. You know, maybe he didn't want his night to end. I don't know. But he went to the 50 Ground Lounge with some acquaintances. Now, that's not saying his buddies that he went with to the first bars. This is acquaintances. But this is where it gets a little tricky, because he went to this club way across town that he had never been to before. Ruby's bandana. And he had never been to 50 Ground Lounge before. Across town, kind of by the college. This kind of, it's a theme thing. Every week's a different theme. It was Tejano theme that week, I believe. I'm going to sit back, guys. That's all right. Oh, yeah. And he... between 1 and 1:30, he called his father, woke him up, said, hey, I'm fixing to head home. I got some buddies coming. We're going to play pool. I just wanted to give you a heads up. And then that's it. His father never heard from his son again. And that was at 1 just say 1 a.m. that happened, right? Then we know 2 hours and 9 minutes later, he walked out of the 50 Ground Lounge by himself, staggering across the parking lot by a gray Toyota pickup, if I got that right. And then there's a truck seen back in the way a little ways with his headlights on. He walked up to that truck, said a few words, truck drove off, he walked off. Supposedly, they didn't have room for him. Now, I don't know why. If they brought him there, they should have took him home, but they didn't. And that's never made sense to me. Was there some kind of altercation, which I've heard from a few sources there was an altercation. I showed y'all the photo before. It looks like somebody was kind of in his face. I don't know if it was over a woman like some say or what. Some people speculated that he was going to go meet a female that maybe worked at that was at the college or something. I don't know. But that's the way he was going. He was going the opposite direction of home on foot. No phone, no nothing. Drunk, trigger warning. He was intoxicated. Stumbling a little bit, right? And he starts walking down the front face of that road, which 29th runs all the way down to the college and all that. And he followed that all the way down through that neighborhood. And it comes out at, I think, a Torchy or a Joey's or something, tacos. And that's the last place he's seen. Now, we don't have a specific time of when he's seen there, but I'm guessing probably around 3:30 in the morning. So between 3:09 and 3:30, probably most likely. They say that they're looking for any footage from 3 to 7 a.m. So I know that it's somewhere within that time frame. That's what they're looking for evidence-wise. Telling everybody check their cameras between 3 and that. Anything on that side of that loop or north of that loop or whatever, to please check your cameras. We know there's a gas station a little down the way. He wasn't seen on that camera. There's some bodies of water a few miles away, I think 4 miles, 5 miles away. So I don't think he would have made it that far as intoxicated as he was. I feel that somebody in a vehicle got him. Either A, to give him a ride. Either B, maybe somebody was leaving that restaurant and bumped him or something and it went south. Maybe there was a college student coming back to his campus or to his dorm or to his apartment. And he was in that road right there and they didn't see him and hit him and they covered it up. I think that's more or less what it was, other than the girlfriend was really shady and moved off with another dude to Midland, Texas shortly after this all happened. She accused the father of making passes at her, to his mother. So the mother allowed her to stay one night with her and her friend, and before she had family there. And then for some reason, a couple of days later, his mother goes by the father's house to say something, and Nicole's back there. And she's like, okay, you're accusing him of doing this, but you're back here by yourself with Harley missing. Doesn't make sense, right? Some people thought it was the father and her. I don't think the father was involved. I really don't. After the way the mother talked about how their relationship with his dad, they were like best friends. I just don't see that. He does show a little bit of emotion. I know he's, they say they smoke, the plants. It's legal in some states, but marijuana, whatever, trigger warning, whatever it is. And they drink, that's it. So I know Harley, he was kind of the hippie type. You could tell he had the longer hair, right? He seemed like more of the hippie type, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that, man. It's the Woodstock days, right? Austin, there's a lot of liberals in Austin, Texas, same way. A lot of hippies. They're all over the world, California, everywhere. Nothing wrong with it. He was a good-hearted kid. That's what matters. He was trying to get his life. His life seemed to be going pretty good, actually. So one thing that always confused me was the people that went to play pool. Why didn't they give him a ride? If they were going to his house, why would they not have given him a ride? Makes no sense. Make it make sense. But the reason I wanted to talk about it is because it's around 3 in the morning when this happened. And he clearly vanished. There's not been one trace of Harley Morris ever found anywhere. And we are going to search there. We have been up there once and looked around. We had another case there in Tyler, Texas that we did for Lily Pepley when she was missing. Thank God she was found safe. We searched for her a couple of times there. I'm familiar with Tyler, Texas area, so we're going to go do some of the area. We're not going to search the waterways, but we're going to search some of those wooded areas around 29th. in some of those areas that would have been an easy place. If it was a college student that hit him on accident with a car and covered it up, they wouldn't have taken him far. And some speculate this kid could have run away, but he had no reason to run, right? He had no reason to run nowhere. He had a maid, he had a job, he had everything. He didn't need to run. He was living with his best friend, his dad. He didn't need to go anywhere. He was 29 years old. He'd be 30 now, right? He is 30 now. We don't know where Harley is. But we need to keep awareness alive. Granted, he is older, but we still need to keep awareness alive. This young man, this young gentleman deserves to be searched for. So we're going to do our part on that. Our next shift, like I told you, is going to be a little different. That's where we're going. We're going to go search for Harley and see what Ruby can do. I don't know. We're going to go try. So hopefully, I know his mother's out there searching a lot. So I did reach out to her about email. I don't know. I haven't checked my emails actually because I was gone all day yesterday searching in Tennessee. I haven't checked any of my emails really yet, but I will get to those tomorrow. I just haven't had time. I've been so busy. When you travel like that, it's tough on you. And then I had so much to do today and so much, right? And I go back to work Wednesday, so I got to start doing laundry and things like that and get my stuff together. But anyway, I wanted to just spread a little more awareness for Harley. So justice for Harley Morris. Let's keep him in our prayers, keep his family in our prayers, and we have to search for this man and see if we can find him. He's a younger man. He's 29, 30. That's young to me. So we're going to do our part, and we're going to search for him. I think spreading awareness is a good thing to do as well. So the next case I wanted to get into is similar because it's also in Texas, but the opposite direction. It's down in Corpus Christi, Texas. And it's a case that's always bugged me and always smelled wrong to me. It is pretty close to my home, about as far as Suzanne Simpson case is to me. Corpus Christi, Texas is only 90 miles from me. And I went and searched a lot for Caleb in the beginning. This is Caleb Harris was a college student at Texas A&M University. He was 21 years old. He had everything in life he could have imagined. He was going to college. He had a job lined up in Alaska. He was going to be like game warden, something like that. And he loved fishing. He fished all the time. They had just got a new puppy. They had kind of adopted him and his roommate. Him and his roommates have been friends since they were young kids. They were best friends. And this is the craziest, strangest story to me because of what happened. On that particular night, they had all been kind of drinking, having fun, hanging out, doing whatever. He had, some finals coming up. It was almost spring break. They had a fishing trip the next day they were going to go on, take the new dog. They got a life jacket for it. They were going to do all that stuff. And him and his roommates all hung out until later in the morning, 1:30, 2 in the morning. He's seen on surveillance camera walking the dog with his buddies. Then we know he went back and walked the dog by himself. He had ordered some Uber Eats for the next day for the fishing trip, some Red Bulls and things like that. I think it was apple pies or something he had ordered from the store to be delivered and dropped off at the door, like by DoorDash type thing. And he had sent a Snapchat and talked to his sister and Snapchatting a few things. And he was out walking the dog. And then he came back, put the dog inside. And around 3 in the morning was the last Snapchat ever sent. And it was a picture of a bridge on a big, bad, foggy night. And I know how that bay is. I lived in Corpus for 2 years. I know. When it's foggy, guys. You can't see nothing. It's hard to even film a video. When you're like, even if you're fishing in the morning or duck hunting in the morning like that, and that fog, you can't see anything. It's bad on the salt water like that. I don't know why, but that fog is bad. And this particular morning, it was foggy. This was March the 4th. And you know why I remember March 4th? Because that's my mother's birthday. And evidently, he went back outside around 3 a.m. and vanished. And then later was found out to be a Riddick app, which is like a hookup app, right? Where college kids meet other people online and they go hook up and then that's it, right? It's a one-time hookup, whatever, and you're done. You go back home. He was barefooted, just like Sebastian Rogers. And Summer Wells. He had his phone with him. He had on blue jeans, t-shirt, no shoes, no wallet, no nothing, all back at the house. His Uber Eats was on the way. That's why it was weird how he vanished. He completely vanished. Supposed to have a hookup at Oso Bay Park right down the way from him. Like within walking distance if you really wanted to walk it. Look at me and Ruby. We walk all the time doing searching. You could easily walk. Now, I wouldn't say walk it barefooted, but there was a few things that came out in the beginning about phone pings by a little place, like a rehab clinic thing or something that's right down the road that maybe his phone had pinged there. We never got all the truth about all the phone pings. We know that they ruled it an accident so far, as from what I understand. I don't believe it's an accident. I don't think he climbed in a manhole, sewer manhole on his own. We know about 4 months after he was missing, they were doing, after kind of a tropical storm had come through there on the water and pushed a lot of water and all that up into those, sewer drains and things like that. It overfilled some of the streets and flooded, so it got into the sewer. So they were, the pumping station, I guess, kind of overloaded whatever and pushed all that debris up through all those lines up into the pumping station. Well, they were changing the basket and found some remains. And then that's when it broke. Right 500 yards from his apartment. And there's 2 manhole systems in that area that lead to that pumping station that I'm aware of by doing research. One was at Oso Bay Park area. And then the one that was in the cornfield directly across from him that a TikToker had found without a lid on it while she and her boyfriend, I think, were searching in the first few days or week. They found this manhole in a cornfield around a clump of high grass where he wasn't shredding that area. They found a couple of manholes there, and one of them was a sewer manhole that did not have a cover on it. So some people speculated he walked across this cornfield in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, which for what reason was he going to be barefoot and walk out in the cornfield when you'd been getting poked and probably sticker burrs and no telling what else? I don't think he would have walked out in the cornfield. Anyway, the last thing we knew was the hookup app was at that same time. Somebody had replied back to the hookup app. They had that address and all that, which was later canceled because those dark web things, they don't have a real identity to them usually. Now they do have an IP address. So I'm pretty sure they know who that person is, and that may be why it's this tight-lipped still. I don't know. Maybe they're still investigating it. I don't know. But I know Randy, his father, is a wonderful man. They're big Christian people. A lot of things came out later. Their grandma put out later about his grades not being so well, and that maybe he had done some mushrooms and a few other things that night. And, regardless, he's a 21-year-old college kid. So that doesn't mean that just because he did those things, he went and jumped in a manhole. Like, yes, I know accidents can happen. There's a lot of cases where people have fallen in manholes, but they have to be open. And only one in that area was open from what I understand, and that was in the cornfield. And I don't see him going there barefoot in that fog. Like, I think he was walking the other way, kind of how they trailed it out by his phone, that he'd seemed to be walking the other way towards that rehab or clinic place, towards Oso Bay Park, like where the hiking trail was, Oso hiking trail, whatever, where he was supposed to meet. A couple of people did some videos about it. Gray Hughes did one that's really interesting to go watch to show which way he could have went and how close it was to Oso Bay Park for the hookup. He confirmed the hookup. The family confirmed that was his Reddit app. We know that was his Reddit app. We know that he was supposed to have a hookup. So something bad went wrong. And I feel that this case got overlooked so bad. I'm sorry, I do. I feel like poor Caleb Harris never got justice. I hate to say that, but I do feel that way in my heart. Kind of like Riley Strand. That's why I did one of him recently. I felt Riley Strand did not get justice either. And I feel like Caleb Harris, at least I know his family's still fighting. I know they're big Christian people. They're still probably fighting behind closed doors. And I don't think they've ever really truly closed this thing. I think, they got to be still digging. Something in that Reddit hookup app has to be true. And it goes back to what I'm going to do in a couple of nights because I got some new information on the Ladyburg Lake thing that's going on in Austin, Texas, where the 13 bodies were found in the lake. Like, something's going on there. That's too many people to be found and not be something wrong. A 911 call has been released. That's very close to Corpus Christi. And at the time You know, there's 3 or 4 people that have gone missing in Corpus over those months or what, a few months, and it was slow in the Ladybird Lake area. There wasn't nothing going on. Like, was this person bouncing around? Because, you know, that would be really close to where Austin, Texas, where this was going on, straight down 35, pretty much. So was this person maybe originally from Corpus, or had family in Corpus and was going back and forth and doing this down there and doing it in Austin? Because a majority of these people that have been found were either like bisexual, I guess that's how you say it, or gay. So we know it kind of seems like a motive in all this. So I don't know exactly, but I know that's kind of what's been going around. So I feel like that case needs to be relooked at. I don't know whether it will, but I still wanted to talk about it because it's around the same time and it's in the same state as Harley Moore. 3 in the morning, 3:09, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like the same times. Even Sebastian was roughly 3 in the morning, most likely. Allegedly, I know now, but the Tinkerbell video is 3 in the morning. So that's out there. You can't hide that. We don't have any videos in these other cases other than Harley being seen by 29th on a ring cam, and that's it after that. And then Caleb never ever seen on camera anywhere because the camera systems didn't work at his apartment. We know there's some car activities that were leaving around that time, but it was a guy, one of his buddies had just left to go back to San Antonio, Texas, and another car that was leaving, there was a boyfriend leaving his girlfriend's house to go back to work. So we know that Caleb went missing after 3 in the morning, vanished completely, and then found 4 months later in a pumping station. He didn't climb in there, guys, to me. I don't think y'all feel that way either. But I did want to shed light on it because I'm wondering, this Harley Moore's case is a vanished too. And I'm wondering if all those sewer manholes and things in those areas have been checked. And it's something that I'm thinking about because this person could be bouncing anywhere around Texas. We don't know. Look at it. It's college towns, guys. Do the math. Austin, University of Texas University. Right there, where the Ladybird Lake. Right there, within blocks. Texas A&M University. They lived right by Texas A&M University. This Caleb Harris went missing right by Texas A&M University. Right? Think about it. Harley Morris went missing right by the college in Tyler, Texas, right across the street from the college. Is something going on here? We know he didn't have a phone, but did he use somebody else's phone? Did he meet somebody in that club? Was that person maybe at that club that's been bouncing around to these different areas in Texas? I don't know. And maybe I'm crazy, but it's 3 college towns. 3. And it all happened right by colleges. Like within blocks of colleges. Literally, all 3 cases. And Ladybird Lake is 13 people in a lake right there, downtown Austin, right there by the college. Within blocks. Tell me. It's weird, isn't it? And that's why I was kind of trying to put these things together. I'm trying to see if these have any similarities. And the only thing that really, the similarities about these things are, most of these things are happening 3 a.m. Not all of them in Austin, but, you know, a lot of those Ladybird things are happening at night after clubs are closing, 2 in the morning. 1. And the thing about that, the Austin, Texas one, is somebody ran up to a food truck there that's by the campus, right there by Ladybird Lake, and said, "I am the Ladybird Lake person," and ran off in the night. So I don't know. Is this person really this brave that they're bouncing around all these different states and attacking kids by colleges? Who knows? Is this a group of people? I don't know. There's no telling what's going on. But we know that there's people vanishing. And when they are found, well, Harley's not found, but Caleb was found in a pumping station. And I'm wondering now, like I said, where's Harley? Have no sign of him vanishing. Was there manhole covers open in the area that he was in? By a college? Think about it. Colleges have a lot more sewer lines, right, from dorms. They have a lot more piping, a lot more places, a lot more manholes because of the school. All the different dorm rooms and the toilet, everywhere, right? Think about it. I'm just saying, think about it. That's how I'm looking at it right now. I'm not saying that it's anywhere tied together, but it's weird that they all three happen by colleges. All three. So I'm gonna do one on Lady Bird Lake here in a couple of days because I got some stuff I want to talk about on it. I want to go over all the names of all the victims. I want to go over the last 911 call, how this person called, and you can be heard screaming, "Somebody's in the water! He's going under! He's punching trees! He's punching bushes! Something's wrong!" It's like somebody had put something in his drink, maybe at a bar, and he went crazy. I don't know. Is that what's happening? I don't know. Is that what happened to Harley? Is that what they put something in his drink at that club and he tried to get the heck out of there at 309 because he felt something was wrong in his head? Well, we don't know. Is that why he went the wrong way? Was somebody there following him secretly out of that place? We don't know. Somebody could have come out of there on foot and went around the other way and then snuck back around. It was pitch dark. It's 3 in the morning. Anyway, guys, I want to spread awareness on this. I wanted to put Harley's face out there. I want to put Caleb Harris's face out there again. I feel like justice wasn't done for Caleb Harris. I feel like nothing's been done for Harley yet. We don't know where he is. We need to keep his name out there, his face out there. And we need to talk about these cases more. And that's going to be my starting goals lately, coming up, is to talk about more of these cases. That's why I did Riley Strand. There's a lot of them I want to do. Lauren, I'm starting to dig into some of these college things that have happened in the last 18 to 20 months. And I'm putting them together. And I want to do one video about 9 different individuals that all seem to go missing around the same time. And all in the state of Texas. And it might blow y'all's mind. I don't know. It's blowing mine right now. I'm starting to connect the dots and it's blowing my mind. Do we have another BTK or somebody like that? I don't know. Jack the Ripper or something crazy, creepy? I don't know. Is it Bigfoot? No, I'm playing. Not Bigfoot, but you know what I mean. Had to break it up. I was getting a little too much. But anyway, True Crime World, we love y'all guys. We'll talk on the next one. I'm going in. I'm losing my voice. The fire is finally out almost. And it's on the last little flame. So y'all guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Remember, allegedly, this is my bubble. Don't take it as fact. Take it as a grain of salt. Do our research. Y'all do y'all's research. Y'all's comments, y'all's and y'all's alone. We do our research together. We're a big-hearted little family. Keep our prayers up for all the missing. They need us. All the runaways, they run for a reason. They need us. They're all voiceless and they need us. Even the ones that need justice, like Caleb Harris to me, Riley Strand to me, Maddie Soto, Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, Suzanne Simpson, Nikki McCant, Emma Bump. I could keep going, guys. See how many of that? And that's just that quick. Caleb Collins. I could just keep them rambling. Jay Slater. There's a lot of them I feel need justice. So y'all guys have a wonderful night. We love y'all guys. We'll talk on the next one. Trigger warning times 100 million. Justice for Caleb Harris. I pray that they're looking into this. And Harley Morris, wherever you're at, son, we are still looking. And we are doing our next 7 days off. We are going there to search in Tyler, Texas. So y'all guys have a good night. We love y'all guys. I'm almost out of my voice. We'll talk soon, guys. All right, y'all be safe. Be good. Me and Ruby love y'all. Bye.